Look, angels need horns, okay? Even heaven needs a couple of devils, okay? There's a very, you might call it like a pervasive, thoughts in the hippie, new age, whatever community, that we should all just be peaceful and loving and all that, which is great. But part of that thought has been twisted into becoming powerless. Okay, a lot of sensitive people, new age people, hippies, whatever, think that power is a bad thing, right? And it's understandable, because when you look into the world, you see so many people with power who abuse it and use it for the wrong reasons and for the wrong ends. And so we think that power is a bad thing, There's this saying that power corrupts, okay? There's this idea that if you just get enough power, then you're gonna, become twisted and evil. That if you become a politician, then that environment is just going to change you into something that you shouldn't be, There's an idea that power is inherently evil, and that whoever attains it eventually just, becomes a huge asshole, Which couldn't be further from the truth. The truth is that power demands responsibility. As the great Uncle Ben said from Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. If you are irresponsible, then you're going to abuse power. But if you have responsibility, then you can use it for good, okay? Power is just a tool, okay? And I'll give an example. If you give a dagger to an idiot or a bad person, then out of ignorance or out of hatred, they're going to hurt someone, maybe even themselves, okay? But if you to give it to a good person, then I can start fires and I can make food, okay? So this is just a tool. And a tool is never good or bad. A tool is neutral, okay? Power is neutral. This knife can't have bad intentions, okay? This knife can't hurt anyone. It can't do bad, okay? It also can't do any good, because it has no intentions, okay? It has no morals. It has no will of its own. And the same goes for power, okay? It's not like power is evil. It's not like power is, waiting for someone to stumble upon it and, twist them. It's not like money is thinking of how to ruin the world, okay? But when you give power, when you give a tool to a person who's irresponsible, then they're going to do bad things. And the funny thing is that in order to become responsible, you need power, okay? If you have no power, then you cannot become responsible, because becoming responsible is per definition learning how to use your power properly, okay? If you've never been given power, then you can't be responsible, because you've never sparred with power, okay? You've never danced with power. If you haven't done that, then, you can't be responsible. The truth is that the people who are afraid of power are probably the ones that would become twisted by it. I think power is always preferable, because once you attain power, then at least you can figure out if you're a bad person, okay? Let's say I am a murderer at heart, okay? I'm a violent, evil person, and if given the chance, I'm gonna kill someone just because that's my nature. Let's pretend that for a second, right? If I don't have a knife, then my whole life I'm gonna run around actually being irresponsible at heart, but I never have the power to expose that, okay? If you give me a knife, then maybe I'll hurt someone, but at least you'll figure out what is my true nature. In that same sense, you don't know yourself or someone else if they've never had the power to express who they truly are, okay? Power expresses your true nature. Power expresses your irresponsibility. And if it's not expressed, then you can't, change it. Then you can't deal with it. You might say that power exposes the flaws in people, okay? So you need power to develop responsibility, because you need to get power and figure out the ways that you aren't responsible with that power, okay? If you just want to be a weak and pacifistic person, then you're also not gonna change anything. There's this idea in, the modern global warming talk that we gotta minimize everything, right? We gotta eat less meat. We gotta drive less. We gotta switch to all these fucking soy products and almond milk, and we gotta do less. We gotta do less. We gotta do less, okay? We need less power. That's not how we should think of it. Let's do more, okay? Let's plant some more trees. Let's figure out ways that we can have a greater positive impact instead of just thinking about how we can do less and less and less, okay? Not that part of the equation isn't being responsible, but when you only think of, how to give yourself less power, how to give people less power, and that's also the narrative we are fed by, the World Economic Forum or whatnot, that people need less power, less control, that people need to be controlled by governments, okay? That the big organizations know better, and you don't, okay? Which is obviously a very scary thought, okay? So I hold the belief that power is always preferable, because even if you give power to yourself or to someone else who is evil at heart, then the power will expose their irresponsibility, and then you can change. Otherwise, it's just ignorance. Otherwise, you don't know your true nature, okay? So always seek power. And if you truly believe yourself to be a good person, then stop thinking about how to do less. If you're a good person, then become rich, okay? So that you can change things. Become powerful so that you can change things. Money isn't evil, okay? It really isn't. It's just a tool. It can be used for evil, but it can also be used for good. And in fact, my guru, he's just wonderful in so many ways, and he takes so many of these spiritual nonsense ideas and just beats them the fuck up, honestly. My guru says that life only starts when you're rich, okay? That's a fucking new one. Because before you're rich, you have to worry about money, okay? If you have to worry about money and how to make a living, and if you have a job that you hate, right? Then how the hell are you going to devote yourself to spirituality? And that just hit me like a truck, okay? Because so much of the spiritual narrative is that you got to be powerless, okay? You got to be modest, and you got to be like a monk and just, live off of nothing. Even when monks dedicate themselves to a minimalistic lifestyle, or the yogis or sadhus just, roam the mountains in the Himalayas and live off of fucking air and prana, then what they do is they just lower the bar for what means that they are rich, okay? They remove survival as a necessity, okay? If you don't have your survival covered, then there is no way you can devote yourself to higher things, because you will have so much fear and worry in your life that it's impossible. You need to be at ease and at peace in order to aim for something higher. And in the modern world, what that looks like is figuring out how to make money. But most, spiritual people have this stigma around money, which I used to do too. Once again, simply because we see money as a tool, as a power, being used for bad things, okay? You look at how everything is being sacrificed for the economy, and how our lives are being ruined in, freaking sweatshops in China and Thailand and whatnot. And it's true that all these bad things happen, but money isn't, It's not like money is the evil dude. It's not like money is the one doing the evil things. It's the people. Money is just a tool, once again. And if we, as the good people, the ones who are responsible and are aware, awakened, so to say, if we stigmatize power and are afraid of gathering it ourselves in whatever form it might appear in the world, then how can we make a change? You know, we can't. If you are powerless, then you can't make a change. Then you're just going to be another new age, whatever hippie sitting at home and talking about how money is bad and we should all just love each other, and, you know, all the evil people should just stop doing evil things, right? If the world is bad, then go to war against the world, okay? If you want things to change, then go and change them. Don't just sit at home and talk and talk and talk. And in order to change anything, you need power, okay? That's just fact. And as long as we are afraid of power because we have associated power for so long with evil and with greed and ego, then we will never change anything, okay? Your goal in life shouldn't be to be a pacifist, okay? Or to be powerless, or to be nice, or to be harmless. That's the right word, harmless, okay? If you're an angel, then get some horns, okay? And then go and sting all the devils, okay? Otherwise, you're just going to be another nice person sitting, you know, in heaven and talking about how we should do good stuff, okay? If we want change, we gotta make change. And if we want change, we need power. Then we need to take these things that we think are bad, okay? We need to take the same tools that the devils are using and then use them for good. Otherwise, nothing will happen. So yeah, that's it. Go and become powerful, okay? In whatever form that means, okay? Go and become rich, make a business. Figure out what your gift is to the world. And then once you have power, then use it for good. Use it to better the world. Donate it to charity. Use it to build, you know, eco-villages. Invest it in the right things, okay? Invest in permaculture, in regenerative agriculture. Invest it in things that make the world a better place, okay? If you do that, then money will be a wonderful thing in the world. It will be a blessing. So don't be afraid of power. Don't be afraid of money. Go and get it, okay? Bless you.